Welcome. In this short video, we're going to break down what ghost notes are on the drums, how we use them, the technique we need, and what they do to the music, and ultimately work out if we even need them at all. Alright, so I'm Matt from Total Drummer, and we're just going to look into these ghost notes and see what they're all about. So essentially, ghost notes are your quiet notes. They're the soft notes. They're written with a bracket around the note head. So they're like the contrast, the dynamic contrast to when we play an accent. So an accent's our big loud note. Ghost notes are our quiet notes, played from very low down. Now I'm going to just show you how to play them, just in case you're new to ghost notes. So I'm just going to quickly cover that in a minute. But first, I want you to hear the effect they can have in music. So I'm going to play 4 bars with the music, and I'm going to kind of alternate. So 4 bars, playing a groove without ghost notes, then 4 bars, same groove, but with ghost notes, and then I'm going to flip between the two, and that'll just give you a bit of a feel, a bit of an insight into the effect it can have on a song and on the groove. Okay, so hopefully you can hear the kind of effect they have on the groove. Now let's just look at the technique. So, I mean, we don't have to get too geeky or too in depth about this. The key thing is dynamic. So ghost notes are very soft. So when I play these ghost notes, I'm playing with the tip of the drumstick. So it's kind of minimal contact and it's coming from very low. And these are, as I said before, in contrast to your accents, which are your loud notes. So an accent is played from high, whereas the ghost note is played from as low as possible. And a lot of the time people focus on playing softly, but actually I like to focus on the height. If we have a really low starting point, so if the head's here, if we're playing from there, you will play a low note. So I kind of come at it not so much thinking about the volume, more thinking about the position I'm playing from. And as long as there's no backlift, so that you are playing from that low height, you will create a soft note. Okay, so in a nutshell, that is it. Those are ghost notes. That's all there is to it. They're not super complicated. And you know, you've heard the kind of effect they can have. But I want to leave you with a groove. So actually I'm going to break down a groove today. And you can get the sheet music, and actually you can get the track that you heard me playing with if you want. It's just a kind of loop. You know, just something fun to get musical with, rather than playing with a metronome, which can be boring. As important as it is, once you get up to speed, it's nice to play it with music. So you can go and grab the full sheet music and the MP3 track below, but I'm now going to break the groove down. Okay, so first up, we're going to move quite quickly through this. First up, we're just going to play the beat with hi-hat, bass drum, and the main backbeats on the snare on 2 and 4. So we're going 1 and a 2 and 3 and a 4 and. Okay, so now we're going to do just for hands, but we're going to bring the ghost notes in. So check it out on the sheet music. So it's going 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and And do you notice on 2 and 4 you're going to play an accented snare followed immediately by a ghost note. This is probably the hardest bit from a technical point of view, because you've got to play a loud note, then immediately kill it and just come down for a soft note. So I would just work on that technique on its own, loud, soft. Loud, soft, as slow as you need to go. Get that technique so it's really comfortable, really natural, really relaxed before you actually try bringing it into the groove. Okay, and then once you're comfortable with those ghost notes, the final bit is to bring the bass drums back in, and then we've got a super funky drum groove that this will be one of your favourite grooves. If you haven't learnt this one before, it's a classic. It's really fun to play. It just flows, feels really good. But let's start really slow and get the basics together before you start getting funky with it. Right, I've got to give you a warning. There's a very important warning that comes with ghost notes. Ghost notes are really fun, they're really usable, they sound awesome, but once we've put all that time and effort into learning them and we've realised how much fun they are, there is a danger, and I think everyone falls into this trap, there is a danger that we overuse ghost notes. And yes, they are awesome. I hope this video has answered the question that I started with, which is like, do we even need ghost notes? Yeah, we do. They're awesome, they're really cool. But we also need to know when not to use them, and that's like any skill. Anything we learn in music, we need to know how to use it, but we also need to know when not to use it. Just because we've got it in our kind of vocabulary doesn't mean we should use it all the time. And actually, sometimes it can ruin a song. You know, we want more space to let things breathe. And it might be you're playing a song and you do the verse without ghost notes, and then you bring ghost notes in for the chorus, and it just takes it somewhere else, gives it more texture, more dynamic range, and fills it out, right? But you need to have that kind of musical maturity to know when to use them and when not to use them, or things can go crazy. Alright, that's it. Just a little introduction, having a bit of fun with ghost notes, and one example of a groove that you can learn to start using them. Do go slow. If they're new to you, they're going to seem like a nightmare. You're probably going to play them way too loud. You're probably going to speed up the groove way too quickly. So just don't. Keep it really slow. Remember what I said about the height. So rather than focusing on the volume, I would just focus on making them as low as possible. If you're on an electronic kit, if you're learning on e-drums, your challenge is try and play them so soft that it doesn't even trigger the module. No sound comes out. Now that can be tricky, especially on a high-end one like a Roland, because they're really sensitive. But that's your goal. We want it to be as low and as quiet as possible, right? Have fun with ghost notes. Trust me, once you get these down, you are going to love them. But remember the warning: don't overuse them. Thanks for watching this. If you enjoyed it, please hit subscribe and check out this other video to take your drumming to a new level.